Welcome to 20 Days of Calm with Tiffany version 2.0. This program is being sponsored by SwitchHub, a cross-border payment platform. You want to send money to Nigeria from abroad, you want to send money from Nigeria to abroad, you want to pay for something online, you want to receive money as a freelancer, they are your guys. So right to it. You being here tells me something that you have said enough. Enough of regretting things after you say them. Enough of reacting instead of responding. Enough of being a character in other people's story instead of being the main character in your own story. It tells me that you're ready to finally take charge of your life and be the person, your own person that you were meant to be, to uphold your values and to be deeply rooted in your identity. It tells me finally that you're finally here to experience calm and peace of mind, to function in a complete state of serenity. So, congratulations for being here. My name is Tiffany, and for the next 20 days, I am going to be your emotional intelligence coach. Grab your seat, grab water, grab your pen and paper because class is in session.
20 days of calm with Tiffany.
Before we learn anything, if you were in the 20 Days of Calm 1.0, you know that we always start with a breathing exercise. We want to relax our nerves and already create an environment where every single thing I have to teach you today will resonate and it will land. So, close your eyes and deep breath in. Breathe out. And of course, as you breathe out, let your shoulder drop. Breathe in for 3 seconds. And breathe out for 5 seconds. One more time. Breathe in for 3 seconds. Hold for 2 seconds. And breathe out for 5 seconds. Welcome back. Right there is the first scale of emotional intelligence. The ability to pause and come back to your body before reacting. Don't forget that. We're going to come back to it. You're not toxic. You're not too emotional. In fact, you're not difficult. You are just emotionally untrained. And it's not your fault. Nobody sat you down to teach you what it means to recognize your emotions. Did anybody ever teach you what ruler is? Recognizing your emotion, understanding your emotions, labeling your emotions, expressing your emotions, and regulating your emotions. Ruler. Did anybody ever teach you that? No. Nobody ever taught you the difference between feeling an emotion and becoming an emotion. So you have been doing the best with the tools that you have. But today, and for the next 20 days, we're going to be changing that. And of course, day one is about self-awareness. Catching yourself in the moment where you're about to explode and pausing. Remember, we did breathing exercise at the very beginning. Our brain receives about 4 million bits of information per second. And of course, we only get to keep a fraction of that. So our brain does something very dangerous. It deletes, it filters, and sometimes distorts. So what you think is your reality and you are reacting on might be entirely a different reality to somebody else. So you're actually reacting not to what happened, but the interpretation your brain has given to what happened. Let that sink in. And that's why two people can experience the same exact situation but respond differently. And you're wondering, the other person is not more patient than you. They just have a different interpretation of what the event meant to them. And it is not the situation, it's the filter. And here is where it gets really dangerous. Your brain didn't install all of those filters today. Install them from when you were growing up. When you didn't even have the ability to choose. They were built over the years based on how people treated you, based on how you know, things that were told to you when you didn't know anything, based on the installations of other people, based on the installations of even your parents, your brothers, your sisters, people that you looked up to. That was when all of these filters got installed into you. So it really was not your fault. So when you exploded with your partner, when you exploded at your boss, it was you responding to the unresolved issue that you had in you. That was what got triggered. It wasn't really what they did. I think I mentioned last year that my mentor once told me something, that nobody makes you angry. You chose anger as a response. And I was like, how? But I hope that statement makes more sense to you now. Because yes, they said what they said, but your brain gave it the interpretation based on your own installation and your filters. But then, that is the training that you have. That is the programming that you have. But what happens to programs, operating systems? It can get uninstalled and we can install a new one, right? You can upgrade. You can even decide to delete and start afresh. That is what change is about. And that is what 20 Days of Calm is going to be doing for you. And this is where self-awareness comes in. You knowing that you are feeling angry, not that you are angry. And also knowing, why am I feeling angry right now? What exactly triggered this feeling of anger? What is it in me that made me interpret what they did in this manner? What information has been installed in me over time that gave me this interpretation? And it starts when you stop saying, I'm an angry person, and you replace that statement with, I am someone who is learning how to process my emotions, and anger is one of them. You see the flip in mindset and change in language? That is what will get you the calm that we're going to achieve at the end of these 20 days. Because the difference between both statements is, one is a prison and the other is willing to change and is acknowledging their starting point. So we're going to stop there today, and of course tomorrow we'll dive deeper into why you get angry, why you react the way you react. But before I go, of course I'll leave you with an assessment. I want you to think about a moment that your emotion caught up, and what interpretation did your brain give to you in that particular instance. But I want you to write 3 things. What happened? What did you feel? And how did you react? I'll be looking forward to reading from you, because that is actually how I can track your progress. Send it to my DM on Tiffany Speaks. Of course, follow me, subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you don't miss any day when it comes up, and to also support me. Now we've come to the end of day 1, and I hope that you learned something. We're only just getting started, and I promise you by the end of day 20, you will be shocked at how much transformation your life would have witnessed. Remember to keep breathing and stay calm. I'll see you tomorrow.